June 11, 1942. Dear Mom, I don't have much to write, but you told me to, so I am. I got a long letter from Barbara Swisher. Gee, I'm sorry to hear that she is having another swell time. I will try to go and see Uncle Richard soon. You shouldn't worry about me so much, Mom. We listened to McGee, Hope, and Skelton last night. A lot of the good programs are going off the air. I'm sorry, but there will probably be some more good ones come on. Mom, the boys that live with me are all very nice. They are about like me. I mean, there's actions. You don't have to worry about them. They are all swell. Well, they must be in earnest about that strike. If all of them are striking, where do you buy things? Yes, Mom, I guess I will have to register the 30th of this month. Don't worry about this. There's a lot of other boys who will have to register. Tell Dad I will write at least twice a week. Mom, I was going to try to come home the last of this month or the first of next month. Monday night, Sam and I went over to Madison Square Garden. They were honoring the 15 British and American heroes. You probably heard of them. Boy, is the garden big. All this was free. They had several acts. We saw Kay Kaiser again. Boy, he has some orchestra. The Radio City Concert Orchestra was there. Boy, they played some darn good music. Mayor LaGuardia gave a speech. Boy, he is a darn good speaker. He is a very short, fat man. They told the stories of all the heroes. The master of ceremonies was none other than the Honorable Wendell Willkie. Boy, I really enjoyed him. He really is a nice man and a good speaker and politician. I wish you and Dad could have been here to see this. I am sending you some clippings of the parade that preceded the big doings that night. Take it easy. Everything is under control. Jim. June 16, 1942. Dear folks, enclosed, please find a 10 spot for your use. Good news, now I am no longer a typist. I am now an examiner. I have a grade 3. I am now making $1,620 per annum. Not bad, huh? Boy, the work is confusing, but I'll get on to it. Sam got promoted too. I have gained 5 pounds since I left Washington. See what home cooking will do? This is almost all. I just wanted to tell you the immediate news. I am sending a poem. I think it is good. I got my swimming trunks and polo shirt today. Take it easy, Mom. Don't work so hard. Boy, am I excited over my promotion. Tomorrow I have to dictate a letter. Boy, that ought to be good. Boy, you should see me with a stenographer before me taking dictations. I don't know, but I think my raise will be in my next check. I will then be getting almost $65 every 15 days compared to $57.90 now. Boy, I just can't wait to see you all, especially M.A. and B.J. Everything is under control. Jim. June 19, 1942. Dear Mom, I am writing this during office hours. My new job is pretty easy. My job is to examine the insurance applications when they come in. If anything is wrong, we have to dictate letters to commanding officers in order to correct these errors. At the present time, there is no work to do, so all I have to do is loaf. I got a letter yesterday telling me what my new title is. I am now an assistant clerk. I just misspelled a word. Boy, I really feel important. It seems funny dictating instead of taking it. My shorthand comes in handy now. When I have to write a letter, I jot down a few notes in shorthand. It really helps. One of my fellow workers has a car and her husband lives in Washington. He works there. She is going to take me down there with her. I want to see some of my friends there. When I came to New York, I left my typewriter at the Smiths. When I go to Washington, I am going to bring it up here with me. The other night, we all went to the show and saw King's Row. Boy, it was a darn good picture. If you get a chance, try to see it. How's everyone at home, especially Sis? I hope she is all right pretty soon. Mom, I'm going to try to get home about the middle of next month. I don't know if I can or not, but I'm hoping. Boy, you should see the dream that works in front of me. Woo, woo! At the present time, the detail clerks are hunting a lost case. Boy, are they working. When I was a typist, I didn't get to loaf. I didn't know heaven was in New York City at the new Maida building. I'm really getting to like New York. I guess the first 100 years is the hardest. There's always something going on. I wrote to N.A. last night. I sent it to Salis. I didn't hear from her, so I just thought I would write her. Say, Mom, I'm getting closer to my 2400 job, aren't I? Someday, maybe. Everything is still under control, all but case N1539-216. Yours till we find the lost case, Jim. P.S. I'm using an official envelope, so I had to scratch the names off of it. June 24, 1942. Dear Mom, I will get a dog for BJ somewhere if at all possible. Gee, BJ will be a young woman before we know it. Yes, Mom, there's lots to see here. We haven't seen half. I'm getting on to the work okay, but now we don't have very much work and I have to type. Boy, is it hard work when you're not used to it. Mom, I am figuring on flying to Pittsburgh and taking a bus from there home the middle of next month. It will only take about 4 hours. Not bad, what? It cost about $25 one way. I would come back on a bus or train. I do want to fly. It really is nice to dictate. It is fun. Yes, I guess Nelson is coming out here. I hope he does. Boy, will we have fun. Sunday, Eggie and I went bike riding and we rode out to Flushing Airport. We then went to a show and saw Dangerously They Live and The Male Animal. Both very good pictures. That is about all there is to say, so I will close for this time. Everything is under control. Jim. Aggie and I bought us a mush ball. We went out in the yard and played before supper. Boy, are we tired. June 26, 1942. Dear family, I received your letter today. Yes, Salmon is an assistant clerk too. My shorthand is finally coming in handy. I thought I was going to go to the district this weekend, but the person I was going with changed plans. I don't know when I will get to go now. I have been writing to the Smiths regularly. My typewriter won't be in the way. In fact, it will come in handy. Wirt has a portable, but it is hard to write on. You misunderstood me. I was talking about not much work to do being heaven. No, I haven't found any girl as yet that would compare favorably with the girls in Bellaire, especially M.A. I'm not serious about any girl. It doesn't pay. It takes a lot of money, too. I do have a date now and then, but it is only to have a good time, such as dancing or going to the show. There is plenty of time to get serious after I make my mark on the world. I sure hope BJ is all right soon. I got a card from Uncle Richard telling me what subway to take to get to his place. I'm going to go see him soon. Gee, that's tough about Art's brother. Boy, Jim and Joe are surely mixed up. I hope they get settled soon. Yes, after a couple days, searching, the lost case was found. It is very easy to lose a case with all the work that is to be done. Gee, Dad, I'm glad you really like your gift. It wasn't much because that was about all I could afford between paydays, you know. Yes, Dad, I think my promotion was a great deal luck because there are a lot of typists that were better than me, but they didn't get promoted. They won't now either because they have quit promoting typists. They are just begging for typists, but only a very few are available. Right now, I have a darn good chance for grade 4 and $1,800 job because us kids that know a little about insurance will get moved up pretty rapidly. There are so many new ones coming in, they are going to need supervisors. This is unofficial, however, but if my luck holds, who knows? You can't stop a fella from hoping, can you? Well, everything is still under control, so I will close for this time. Jim. P.S. Well, the Minuteman came, and I pledged willingly, just like they say on the radio. That Tyson girl went home last weekend. She went by train. It took her 12 hours and cost about $20 round trip. That is the way I probably will come to save a little money. I will get to fly someday, though. June 29, 1942. Dear Mom and Dad, I am writing this at work because I might not have time tonight at home. Nelson arrived yesterday. I got up and went over and met him. Boy, was I glad to see him. Eggie, Nelson, and I went out to the Statue of Liberty. Boy, is it big. There is a real narrow stairway leading to the top. You can go up under the spikes on the hat and look out upon New York Harbor. We saw some freighters in the harbor. They are equipped with guns. You aren't allowed to take pictures in the harbor. Before the war, you could go up and walk around the torch in Miss Liberty's gigantic hand. Boy, is that high up. After this, we went up to Central Park. Boy, is it a gorgeous place. It is gigantic. There are several lakes in it. Though we didn't see it all, it took about 2 hours just to walk a little piece. One of the lakes has rowboats. You can ride around if you want to. Another is for the sailing of sailboats. I mean toy sailboats. Old men do this too. Boy, some of those sailboats are detailed very naturally. There is one place you go way up on a little hill and you overlook a beautiful little lake. The funniest thing happened. We were walking along and saw a real nice building down in a valley. We were all wondering what it was. We walked, I'll bet, about a half an hour and finally came to it. We discovered it to be none other than, you're right, that's what it was, a toilet. Ha ha ha. After this, we were going to see a show, but we didn't. We walked around, but couldn't find a show we liked. Got home very tired about 10 o'clock. Saturday night, Uncle Richard and Kay came up. I wasn't feeling so good, so I was going to bed. They made me go home with them. I got home about 12 o'clock. Boy, they are nice. Uncle Richard can see pretty good out of one eye. He really gets around nice. Boy, they tried to fill me up. I really had a good time. He wants all of us boys to come down sometime. Kay is working in an airplane instrument plant. She works from 8 in the morning until about 1 the following morning. So we will have to go down some Saturday, then she will be home too. I like our apartment better than their home. It is nicer. They said if we were hunting a place, now their apartment is empty now. I wouldn't like it so well because the elevated passes near there and it makes a lot of noise. Well, I will close for this time. Everything is under control. I'm having a good time with Nelson here. Your son, Jim. P.S. Uncle Richard has got himself a newsstand to occupy his time. He has such a large business, Aunt Annie has to make change for him for about 2 hours in the mornings. This is the first time I met my aunt. Boy, she talks funny.